Treatment of daytime sleepiness really takes some very careful assessment because one of the effects of not sleeping enough at night is often the delayed or diminished cognitive capacity. And so people come in saying, oh, I'm really sluggish, I can't think clearly, and some people might consider prescribing them a stimulant. We will be talking much more about the stimulants in our unit on ADHD, attention deficit disorders. However, I remember back in the late 60s when I was going to school full time and working full time. I talked to a doctor who was in his residency at a psychiatric hospital I was working at and told him, man, I'm really having trouble staying awake. I'm working so hard, da da da. And he, without batting an eyelash, prescribed me Ritalin, methylphenidate. So, some people would want this type of cognitive enhancer, performance enhancing drug if they're not getting enough sleep at night to try and compensate. That probably is not the best idea because of the potential for abuse. But the stimulants that are used would be the amphetamines, D and L isomer, which we'll be talking about in a couple of weeks. Methylphenidate, Ritalin, again, we'll be talking about that. The function of both of these groups of medications is that they increase the dopamine tonic firing in the dorsal lateral prefrontal cortex. But again, they have quite a potential for abuse. Now, another thing we might do is drink more coffee, which is what most of us do. Um, and the coffee, the effect of caffeine is that it eventually causes an increase in dopamine by a mechanism of the adenosine receptor, and later that causes an increase in dopamine. Now, if someone truly has a daytime sleepiness disorder, such as narcolepsy, then a medication that might be indicated is modafinil or Provigil. And its function mechanism is that it activates those neurons in the tuberomammillary nucleus of the hypothalamus, which releases histamine and another substance called orexin. That's one of the theories of how it works. Another is that it binds to the dopamine transporter systems and that causes an increase in dopamine, and that dopamine, especially in the prefrontal cortex, increases daytime alertness. Another substance, illegal substance, is gamma hydroxybutyrate or GHB, which I had a client once who would get this on the street. He would order it from Canada. He was very angry that it could not be prescribed to him because he said it was the thing that most helped him. And he had a bad case of seasonal affective disorder and had a lot of sleep disturbance and struggled mightily during the day. So that's a lot of information. I didn't think I'd have this much to say about disorders of sleep, but I guess it is quite an important area and topic to cover, because what we want to do is eventually help all of our clients to be able to make good sounds like this. And in just a moment, I hope I will be making that sound as well.